to help you feel better. That is my mission. At the Conditional Cannabis Corner, you can get that information, and it won't even cost you a quarter.
All right, friends. Thank you. Today, we're going to talk about ocular pressure in glaucoma patients. Glaucoma is kind of like it almost has the same recognition that like Cheech and Chong do around cannabis. Glaucoma is the one that like everybody has made jokes on stage about for I got the glaucoma. But I've run into glaucoma patients. I've gone golfing with one of them, greatest guy ever. Sonny was great at dudes. Anyway, glaucoma is no fucking joke. What these people are going through, the pressure buildup in the eye that is causing the deterioration of the rods and cones, which is ultimately causing them to lose their sight, is it sucks. I've also what was my anyway, I had another friend, great guy. Anyway, to reduce ocular pressure, we all have to agree THC and a abundance of THC is very good for reduction of initial eye pressure, but also good at vasodilation. It helps dilate the rods and cones in the eyes with blood flow, right? So it helps kind of give a burst of vision. And that's from literally a patient that I sat across from me. Said, like, it's great when I can just get these. It's like all of a sudden I feel like I can see so much better. And there's some strains that do it really well and there's some that don't. And we pulled through it. And obviously historical records will tell you high abundance of THC. The other thing that ends up being really good for so inhalation, right? Quick bursts of high dose of THC seems to be the best for that level of quick stimulation. But for long term, for something that you wouldn't notice in the same quickness, I watched a couple of patients get really good results from the Pashadi method long term. It's also in, again, like scientific, anybody who knows what the Pashadi method, you can go look it up. It will tell you that those nerves that you're stimulating also connect to the eyes, and it helps with ocular pressure. So I had a couple of patients, I was like, try this out, just be more consistent with it, right? Because to get the relief from the pressure itself, because it actually is like kind of from what he said, it's like throbbing at times, like, man, I just want to like rub my eyes, like I just want to like hold them. So he's like, the relief of that pressure comes on pretty quick, but like also the idea that I can see again is just so, it's the most beautiful thing. So inhalation quick, it's beautiful, right? But how do we stimulate the eyes so that the pressure is reduced on a longer term and not so quickly, because inhalation is quick onset and quick metabolism, right? So it onsets in like 1 to 5 minutes. It metabolizes in like an hour to 3. So how do we keep that thing as stimulated as we can? And the Pashadi method is it. And I think doing a Pashadi method with something that also has CBD as well. And then again, you'll always hear me say, no matter what condition you have, if you are dealing with a condition, including anything cancerous, anything with consistent inflammation, spasticity, pressure of any sorts, if you're not regulating your system consistently with CBD, you're missing something. That thing is very good at boosting your immune system and helping regulate all of that pressure and spasticity and pain. So Pashadi method in conjunction with high dose inhalation THC, and dabs are okay. That's obviously like the highest level of whatever, but watch out. What I saw happen was oversaturation with high dosing of something can cause that response to maybe not respond as regularly. Where I think, consistent flower, something in the higher, and I hate to even do this because I hate percentages and I don't think many of them are accurate, but something in the higher 20% THC categories, right? If you're into 30s and 40s, even what people are willing to write on a label, how can I have keef that's 32%, 35%, but your flower somehow with flower material in it is more THC percentage than the flower structure? It just doesn't make sense. So anyway, moral of my whole rant here: do high THC inhalation, maybe more through flower. And I like flower anyway because of entourage effect. I'm not telling you that in moments and in instances, doing a dab of something, a concentrate of sorts in your smoking, even if you put some concentrate in your flower product and smoke that, it is more saturation of THC. But I just think you need a high dose to get there. I think once you get that high dose and get the stimulation of the eyes, get that burst of whatever, I don't know that THC is going to come in there and build any more rods or cones, right? And I think that that's where having that conversation with the glaucoma patients that I did in the past was, some of them knew their rod and cone count, right? They know exactly how many are left and what they're clinging to. And, I think that let's preserve that the best that we can. So overstimulating with too much THC might not be the best. Try to get some CBD in that. Try the Pashadi method on consistency. And by consistency, I mean maybe 3-4 times a day. There's nothing that's going to harm you by doing so. Anyway, that's my take on how to best use cannabis to treat ocular pressure in glaucoma patients. And if you are a glaucoma patient, you have any questions, you're looking at local cannabis and you don't know what the best products for yourself is, you can always ask me. I'm more than willing to look at your local offerings and try to offer my best suggestions for products that fit the delivery mechanisms I'm talking about, fit the cannabinoid profiles that I'm speaking on. The cannabis has a lot of really good uses to it, and for people who are dealing with this now, again, I told you I had a friend I went golfing with, Sonny, amazing man. He could barely even see. He would have me line him up to the ball so that he could swing at it sometimes, and he could see out of one part of the corner of his eye. So you could see Sonny start to like really try to find where that ball went sometimes. And every once in a while, I go, "Hey son, let's take a quick puff of this." And he's like, "Man, I'm pretty intoxicated." I said, "But let's just check if it stimulates the eyes a little bit." Boom, he would take that hit. He'd go, "Hey, you know what? Boy, I can see just a little bit better now." And then he'd hit it, and then he'd sit down. We'd make jokes about how, now he's more intoxicated. He ain't going to, now I ain't going to be able to stand over the ball. It doesn't matter. I can finally see it, but I'm going to be stand over it. But no, it was, I think there is stimulation here, and I've seen it work for people, and there's different methods to it too. It's not just big bursts of THC, and maybe it's not overdoing THC at the same time. Anyway, that's my take on it. Hopefully, you're doing okay out there. If you got any questions, please leave them.